Hi there, I'm Daniel Lilly, and I have Asperger's syndrome, so I just wanted to talk about my experiences with it a little bit and put it out here on social media. I wasn't diagnosed with it until I got out of the Marine Corps in the year, I think it was 2001, I think. So I went in there, I didn't pass the rifle range testing because my depth perception was an issue. Of course, being that I had Asperger's, but I did pass everything else, so I was definitely proud to have almost been a Marine. But so when I got out of there is when I got my diagnosis, and then everything kind of came to light because I was bullied as a child. I really tried hard to emulate people and fit in and stuff like that, but I had a great difficulty mainly in junior high, but I was a smart kid though, I got out of special ed when I was in sixth grade, and at least it passed all my classes. I did get some extra help when needed, but I was in regular classes and got C's all through high school too. Actually, when I was a junior, I made the honor roll in all regular classes. I would say English was probably my hardest subject. I'm a good speller, but I have a very hard time with writing composition and grammar, but I haven't given up on myself. I'm trying to improve and work on it and stuff like that. But once I got into high school, I kind of became a nerd. I was really into computer games and stuff like that. So I would spend a lot of my time at school in the library. I did have some friends, but everybody liked me and they'd always say hi, but they were still kind of like making fun of me like a little bit. And it really did impact my self-esteem for many years. But that's okay. I mean, that's kind of part of the reason why I decided to join the hardest branch of the military, because I wanted to build a new identity and really have something, an accomplishment to be proud of and feel good about myself. So that was part of the reason why I went in the Marine Corps, because I was looking for the intangible values that they embed into you, which is honor, courage, and commitment. So that was a great experience. I made it an obsession prepping for it. After I enlisted, I got in really good shape and was really like moto about it, and went to all the meetings because you meet with the recruiter and they call it a pull function. So I did that, and yeah, I got myself ready, graduated high school, and then shipped out. And it wasn't just having trouble on the rifle range, but I was honestly having second thoughts because it is a pretty big commitment for four years. So I did that, and then sorry, I also had a fascination with altered states of awareness. So I had a phase where I was experimenting with psychedelic drugs and trying to go into a trip and all this stuff, and that really wasn't a good thing to be into because it messed me up for like a little bit. And I had some delusional thinking that I was some kind of psychic, or had some kind of special abilities. But of course I came back to reality and realized that everybody has that in them, and it isn't really something special to where you have to ride the high horse about. I mean, everybody's a spiritual being, and stuff. I'm a Christian, so I'm a Christ follower, and just doing that has kind of opened up my awareness. And I pray, I read the Bible, and tell people about the Lord and stuff like that. So, but I mean, besides that, Asperger's has been hard in the workplace. I've been great about attendance, but I've had a hard time understanding verbal instructions, from the bosses, and I've had some falling outs for ones that were impatient. But I didn't really know about Americans with Disabilities Act until later on. So you know, so I didn't know what my rights were. So I kind of would work a couple of years at a job and then switch. I got went to school and got certified for a smog technician and did that for a while. And I did a lot of jobs in the automotive field, that and selling car parts and driving and stuff. And I've always kind of lived with people because I tried living alone, and that didn't really work out. I had a real hard time with being by myself, I guess, but and getting lonely and stuff like that. So I decided to move in with some roommates, and I usually do get along pretty good. Actually, I'm so social that sometimes I have to be told what boundaries are and to back off a little bit because I really do like to chat and talk. And it used to be to where I would just talk about myself all the time or be self-involved, but I'm really now interested in the topics that other people are talking about too, which is really good because it's kind of boring just talking about yourself all the time. I found more interest in having just normal conversation. I do have some very eccentric and weird, you know, behaviors at times, but I'm able to flip the switch on when I need to be quote unquote normal and have a normal social skill conversation. And then people would probably be shocked to find out that I have Asperger's because I'm usually very good at eye contact and reading body language and stuff like that. But the other thing I like about having it is I have a lot of childhood memories that I remember word for word, and a photographic memory too of stuff. So it's been really cool having the overdeveloped part of the brain, for having this disorder. Yeah, there's that. And then, of course, if you really want to accomplish a goal, you're going to be like obsessed with doing that. So that's also another good thing too, which I really like about having it, and these last 4 years, I've lived at a house that I really like with some really good friends that are really good understanding and they know what the disorder is. So basically, whenever they have to talk to me or correct me on something, then they actually know, are aware of my disorder and just tell me what I should do to work on it. And it usually works out pretty well. I've had very minimal issues here and I get along really good with my roommates. Right now, I do probably have one or two strange obsessions. So when I was a kid, I used to really like home plan design books. So I recently got back into that. And there's this house that is near my early childhood home. And I'm kind of been obsessed with it. So what I've been doing is I kind of like drive by and look at it once a week while I'm driving by and maybe make a little video of it because basically the house is a split level design, but then it has a loft over the living room and dining room overlooking the great room. So the thing that fascinated me the most about this house is that one time it had a spiral staircase kind of in the middle going up to the loft, and then in the back it had a ladder from the hallway. And for some reason I just can't get over that fascination. So finally I actually happen to know the people that live in that house because there's some old family friends, and the guy is a realtor that helped my dad sell his mobile home. So I finally got the courage to call him, and so I have an arrangement to go see the inside of the house next week, so I can, you know, I'll probably have the feeling of awe because I've dreamed about it, and to my heart's content, I could probably make a few videos and explore and see a little tour of the house. So I really think right now that's the only strange obsession I have. Other than that, I like listening to music and I like singing, and I would eventually like to learn to play the piano too, because music is something that's really stirred my soul. Because I also have bipolar 3, I think it's called. I don't really have very intense manias, but when I crash pretty hard and don't hardly want to get out of bed. So the music is really good therapy to uplift my spirits. So I've been doing that, and then I'm also a Uber driver, which I really enjoy doing. I like meeting new people and talking to people, and I really have always liked driving and maps and finding destinations and stuff. So yeah, I was doing a caregiving job for a while, and the person was kind of mean to me and said some hurtful things about my disorder and didn't really understand me. So I did that for two years, and we had a falling out. So I decided to quit that job and then just do Uber, and I do a really easy caregiving gig a couple days a week too, and Oh, and I'm from Scotts Valley, California, which is close to Santa Cruz, California, you know, the boardwalk. So if you like this video, please and subscribe, and I'll try to make more videos because I've been watching a lot of people's testimonials, and I think it's awesome to be able to do this, and I feel confident enough in myself to film myself talking. I used to be really shy about this kind of stuff, but lately I've been haven't been as much. So yeah, I'll try to put my contact information at the bottom there too on my channel. All right, bye for now.